What is going on, everybody? My name's Jeffrey.
My name's Cody, and this is the Audible Sportscast.
Alright, we got Brett with us again. How's it going, Brett?
Thanks for having me, Fire Nagy.
Yep.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely get into that here in a little bit, but
Couple coaches need firing.
definitely. But it was a pretty good Sunday for games. There's a lot of fun games to watch. There's a couple games that I wish I didn't watch. Yeah, it was. I thought the games are getting a lot better now that a lot of these teams are starting to build chemistry, or the lack of chemistry for some quarterbacks and head coaches. We'll get into later, but let's just dive right into some of these games. Let's look at the Thursday night game. Panthers Texans. Mills rookie didn't look the best. What'd you guys think of the game?
I think he looked pretty decent. For, I'd say in the beginning he looked pretty decent.
Yeah, yeah, I guess considering it was against what is currently ranked the number one defense.
He didn't
What
throw
about-
any interceptions, did he?
What about
Um,
Sam Darnold?
I'm pretty sure he didn't throw any interceptions.
He's looking like a different quarterback.
Oh,
Sam,
he is.
Sam Darnold definitely.
Better system.
I just think, the Jets are like cursed. They just,
I don't know if it. Well, yeah, the Jets are cursed, but Adam Gase himself is too.
he's not there.
No, but that's the quarterback he was coming from.
I guess,
Sam
yeah.
Darnold, or the head coach, Sam Darnold was coming from.
And I'm not gonna say the Panthers have the most like a great offensive line because they don't.
Yeah.
DJ Moore looked great.
Oh yeah, you can tell that
Yeah, he's
Sam
a star.
Darnold loves him. He's just targeting him all over.
It's gonna be interesting with McCaffrey out though.
Yeah. But I mean, if you watched Chuba Hubbard in college at all, you know what he's capable of. He had some fumble issues his last year, but that man can play.
Well, who's the offense built around?
True.
McCaffrey. And you could see how bad that offense was performing, like the 2-3 drives after that. They couldn't
Yeah.
do anything.
Well, Darnold just wants to throw to DJ Moore all the time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you would expect Robbie Anderson to get the ball more. They had that
No, he doesn't get the ball,
connection
really.
in New
Not
York,
at all.
but yeah, he only had one catch Thursday night. So it's kind of interesting because people kind of expected
That's the
big
way it's
things.
been.
When the
That's the way it's
if
been
the
the last
Panthers
3
beat
weeks.
Tampa Bay, then I'll be like, oh wow, they're for real.
That'll be coming up here soon.
That's
so.
the true test to me.
All right, next game. Let's look at the Washington football team versus the Bills. Bills look pretty good.
Yeah, it went as I expected.
Yeah, pretty much.
I like both teams, but Bills are the better team. They showed it.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
I think that was pretty good competition for Washington. We don't really know what they are. They struggled against the Giants, Chargers. That Chargers offense kind of tore them in a certain sense when people thought that Washington defense is really good, and it just hasn't looked as good as a lot of people were expecting it to. So yeah, it's just interesting how that team's kind of unfolding early on this year.
I still think they win that division.
Honestly, at this point, I don't know. I think even the Giants could win it at this point. Do I?
No way,
I
they
mean, no. Okay, I don't think that at all.
They lost to
No, the
Atlanta.
Giants definitely will not.
Yeah, that's the one team I don't think will. Now that I think about it a little more.
It's gonna come down to the Cowboys and the Redskins or Washington.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be a fight.
Oh yeah, it
Yeah,
always
once-
is in that division.
Once they can dump Fitzpatrick and just start Heineke, they'll have that frees up money to sign one more stud player.
Yeah, that
That's the way I see it. Like they're a team and they're pretty young in most
They
spots.
should have won it. They should have won and got Josh Gordon.
that would be pretty good pairing of Scary Terry, Josh Gordon.
Yeah,
And the
we
rest
haven't
of
really
them.
we haven't really seen him perform really well though, and since he was on the Browns.
I mean,
Not
he
just
was
the
in
Browns.
that
He was a stud
arena
on the
league
Browns.
stuff with Johnny Manziel a year ago.
Yeah, that's what I'm
against.
saying. Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
He was pretty much mossing normal people out there.
Well,
Yeah.
I think some of the special team receivers that you never see catch a football in the NFL could moss us on the field. So
Yeah.
I think Josh Gordon's done. I wouldn't take the gamble on him because he can't stop smoking marijuana,
Well,
which to me is
yeah.
the biggest joke ever. You ruining.
I think he got in
lost-
trouble.
he
Did he
lost
get in trouble for
millions.
other stuff too, or something like that?
I think drinking, but marijuana's been his main, and it's a non-addictive drug.
Well, good thing they don't test for it anymore.
Well, it's kind of like Lael Collins. Did you hear about him?
Oh yeah, he
Tried
got
to
suspended even more for Yeah, bribing.
Yeah, he tried to
He
bribe the
he's a
official, and he missed 10 drug tests.
he's a
What's
dumbass.
wrong with people? Like, what? Losing millions of dollars for both of those guys.
Yeah, but
It's like trying to bribe a cop.
Probably even harder to bribe an NFL P-test guy, you know?
Yeah,
yeah.
he'd literally lose his job and probably.
But let's let's move on to probably the most fun game to watch this weekend. The Bears and Justin Fields' first start headed to Cleveland.
I only have one phrase for that game. Fire Nagy.
Yeah, it was not good.
Here, the reason receivers weren't open is because none of the receivers ran more than 15 yards. And then they would come back to the ball, and the defense just sat in that little bubble. It's very hard to watch.
Yeah, I was barely watching it because
And the offensive line, you can blame them all you want, but even if he had protection, the play calling wasn't there, so it didn't matter.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
it's atrocious.
that relates to another team we'll talking about later on.
Well, and to me, when you have two veteran quarterbacks that are kind of, because who knows what they actually talked about? All we saw was Foles saying this offense doesn't work to Andy Dalton, but there was probably more conversation between those two saying how ridiculous it is.
I
That's
mean,
my guess.
you see, past quarterbacks even talking about him. Drew Brees on Sunday Night Football is saying, "Hey, you need to switch this up." And Drew Brees has been around arguably one of the best head coaches in the NFL right now.
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like after watching that game, it's more sickening than even the worst of the worst times of Jay Cutler. Way more. It's even worse than Mitch.
I mean, the fact you're seeing the same stuff no matter what the quarterback is what's the most upsetting.
And now Mitch had more offensive ability because he had more playbook.
Well, yeah,
Impact.
but look at what kind of early in the season last year it was some similar situations, and then it took literally a whole different play caller to get the offense opened up.
I mean, Fields could have gotten rid of the ball a few times when he got sacked, but that was only a few.
Yeah, but that Browns D line is very legit. Probably
Oh
like
yeah,
I'd say probably the best.
I forgot they had Clowney until watching the game.
oh yeah, people
even
were.
Even their second and third strings are
Like
solid.
McKinley came in and did well. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
first round pick.
I mean, speaking of the second and third, some of the Bears guys, like Gibson, came in, or not Gibson. Right? Who's the rookie or 1 year linebacker?
I think that's who. Yeah, the
It's
Gibson. Yeah.
He played pretty well.
Oh yeah, the Bears front seven isn't really.
You just can't
the
expect them
issue.
to stop everyone all the time. That's
Yeah,
impossible.
it was a good defensive game for majority of the game, and then one team, the Bears defense could only um, manage so
I mean,
much with that kind of offensive play, putting them in horrible positions, and
oh yeah, Baker impressed me though. Made
yeah,
some throws that I didn't think he could actually make.
oh yeah, he's been playing really good this year, and that run team, or
He's improved a lot.
oh yeah, we kind of talked about this last time. We didn't know how the Odell situation was going to go, but it looked like it seemed pretty well so far. I mean, I know it's only one game, but it might work this year, especially if Jarvis isn't going to play like he did last night, or not last night, but Sunday.
You see the players that they all want to play there. They all want to catch the ball. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even the guys who I would say second or third tier receivers, where our receivers don't want to be there.
Oh yeah, like Peoples Jones.
Oh yeah, he was
one
making some
sideline.
nice catches.
Well, last year he was showing out too. He's been
Yeah.
quiet this year so far, but that's because he's not a big time receiver there.
Yeah. That team's loaded with weapons on both sides of the ball. That
Yep.
that team right now might be what I'd say the number one contender in the AFC currently.
My opinion, yeah.
But let's move to a game where history was made. Ravens Lions in a really tough back and forth little battle, and Justin Tucker hits a NFL record 66-yard field goal to win it. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was.
I want to talk about about the Lions, how they're actually Are they better than what they seem?
I honestly think so. Like they're staying pretty competitive in a lot of these games. Like what? It was tied at halftime against Green Bay before things kind of got
Yeah.
out of hand. I
San Francisco, they almost clap them.
yeah, almost that was they what was that, a 28-point comeback almost or something like that? I forget what the
Yeah.
exact number was, but yeah, that Lions team. It's not, on paper filled with a lot of guys, but they play hard, and that I feel like,
I think a lot of it's coaching.
yeah,
They
Dan
cleared
Campbell.
house and they have some
They don't have a
leadership
lot of
now.
talent on
No,
that team, in my opinion.
Oh no, they don't. That's what I'm saying. I think that coach puts a lot of energy into him, and I think he's what you want as a head coach.
oh yeah, he's
They just need talent. Their receivers are literally like fourth string talent, so it's like hard to.
Oh yeah,
oh yeah, they get
but they're gonna have money to spend next year, so
Yeah,
and they have draft capital too. They have the Rams picks. I don't think they have any from anywhere else, but that's you get some money. You show that the coaches here, they're trying to win. You're showing a lot of tough competition. Detroit might make a comeback here in the next couple years.
yeah. If they're smart, they should trade back a little bit, not too much, but just a little bit, and get a couple more picks.
Oh yeah.
They could be solid in the couple coming years.
they really got to fill their roster. I look at it and I'm like, oh,
I mean,
oof.
the whole entire NFC North is in kind of a transition, so now's the perfect time for them to sweep in and take that spot.
That'd be crazy.
I
Lions at top.
I don't. I would honestly, even being a Bears fan, I'd love to see Detroit on top.
I don't think in both of your lifetimes the Lions have won the NFC North.
They haven't even won a playoff game in my lifetime.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, but let's move on to another game. We got the Titans beating the Colts. Derrick Henry continuing to be Derrick Henry.
Yeah, so like with the Colts, it's like a less severe situation as the Bears, but Frank Reich's a little more confident, but not much. This is how every game starts out. Halfback dives up the middle with JT Jonathan Taylor for like the first couple of drives, and then he doesn't see another rush. And then it's his play calling is so predictable. The O line, it doesn't have a like it's kind of hard to block for a play that the defense already knows, like before you even break the huddle. So
Oh yeah,
the system's up against them right now. Wentz is playing really good, even though people want to blame him. I mean, I guess that just falls on the QB automatically, but
those are
it's
just
crazy.
Yeah,
bandwagon fans that are blaming him. I think.
Yeah,
and like these kind of being just handed out there a lot of times. These defenses, what he's the number one. I don't know which one, but he's up there for like being the most pressured quarterback. That's the whole reason everyone thought he's going to succeed so much in it is because of their offensive line in past years being so
He's
good
probably
that
regretting choosing Indy now.
yeah, probably.
he's probably going to defend Wentz or Frank Reich because they're best friends and stuff.
Oh yeah, you don't
It's
want to be
just
thrown
it's
in
a
the
bad
coach.
combo.
Yeah.
Yeah, same thing was with Philip Rivers. Even though Rivers played pretty decent for coming off a horrible season the prior season with San Diego, but
I think Wentz is just a small stopgap for the Colts. He's not the future.
Well, it
yeah,
seems
I
like
don't
they've been
think so
having
either.
stopgaps pretty much the last 3-4 years since
I think
Luck
because they
retired.
think they're going to hit on another Peyton Manning, Andrew Luck type deal. That's what they're hoping for.
Are they going to be?
It's a bad year.
Yeah.
It's a bad year to tank for them.
Watch them go out and sign Aaron Rodgers after this year and cut Wentz.
Oh God,
That.
they do. They have the most cap space after this year.
Yep.
Yep. And I could see them paying Aaron Rodgers because he gets to play in a dome.
That
fact
would be crazy.
The fact that Matthew Stafford wanted to come to the Colts, it was his number one pick to come to the Colts, and we're like, we want Wentz. Like, God
Well, 'cause
damn
on
it.
paper, your offensive line is outstanding.
Yeah. Which I'm not mad we got Wentz. That's not what I'm saying. But would I rather have Stafford? Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, we'll talk about Stafford a
Yeah,
little
but now
later.
you have. I was saying now you have a chance to get Aaron Rodgers if they want him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because he won't be in Green Bay.
No,
He won't be
definitely not.
there. So I don't know, and I don't see him going to Oakland. I don't see him going to the Niners at this point. 'Cause I think the Niners want to save money.
Well, and they don't know what they have with their rookie. But then again, it's Aaron Rodgers, so
Maybe he ends up in Miami
yeah.
That'd be crazy.
or New England. That's
I don't
I
know
doubt
if
it
him
though.
and Belichick would mix well. Let's move on to a different game. Uh, Probably the upset of the week. Chargers going in and taking care of business against the Chiefs. That was a pretty fun game.
Oh yeah,
Yep. Mike
and
Williams,
Herbert
yeah.
played outstanding.
Oh yeah.
I said the Chargers couldn't do it, but they did.
Yeah, me too.
Oh yeah, and plus their defense, like it looked pretty well. It got them off balanced a lot, and sometimes that's where Mahomes plays best, but he just was being kind of silly with that ball, and it's kind of crazy to think about because before last week he never had an interception in the month of September. Now
Yeah,
he's
but
thrown a handful.
they're starting to run into the problem of they have no money.
Yep.
So all the skilled positions besides quarterback are suffering badly.
Yeah.
The Rams are going to be the same position if they don't win this year. I
Yeah,
mean,
but
Oh
they
yeah.
will whether
they're
either
just
way,
gonna
but
keep recycling the old guys like they have been doing. If you
Yep.
look at
yeah.
it, kinda.
It's pretty much whatever team's going to be able to. It's kind of like Tampa. A lot of their players kind of took pay cuts to come back.
Yep.
So it'll be interesting to see how that entire AFC West plays out because boy, it's interesting.
Raiders at top,
Oh yeah.
Broncos at top, even though they're probably not going to stay there. Chargers are going to dethrone them.
Yeah. I honestly can't wait to watch Chargers Raiders. That's going to be coming up.
Is it prime time? If not, they need to make it.
I'm sure they'll make one of them. If it isn't, I'm not sure. But let's move on to Saints Patriots. Saints went into Foxborough, got stuff done, and Mac Jones didn't really look. Oh, mixture of some bad receiver play, but yeah, that Patriots offense didn't look too well against that Saints defense.
Did you expect much different?
I mean,
I
I
expected it to be a little closer.
yeah,
Yeah, I guess I did too. But I look at both teams as you're gonna have games exactly like what just happened, and they're also
yeah,
gonna suck. That's kind of the name of the game for both, I think, right now.
Yeah. You got a rookie QB that really doesn't fully understand how to handle miscues and stuff, so it's.
you know.
And I would say his receivers are kind of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they went out and got some guys, but they didn't go out and get star number ones. They kind of got some guys that were
Aguilar that loses his
yeah,
hands a couple times a year,
Yep.
or
yeah.
like multiple times.
Yeah, and then what? Jonnu Smith, who people had some big things about, and what he's been the reason now for like three or four turnovers.
He,
Uh,
yeah, there's a reason why the Titans let him walk.
yeah, I mean, that's a good game for the Saints to win, though. They need some momentum after their loss against the Panthers. All right, let's move on to next game: Falcons Giants. Falcons take home game-win field goal. The day Eli Manning gets nominated into the Ring of Honor. Honestly, didn't watch the game.
I
I
didn't
kept
watch.
up on it.
I couldn't watch that game. It
Yeah,
just there's
It
nothing
was
enticing
hard.
about watching those
both
two teams play
Sterling,
each other.
yeah, both Sterling Shepard and crap, the other
Darius
receiver.
Slayton.
Yeah, they both got hurt,
Yeah.
and they're two of the higher performing receivers, so that left them with only Galladay, and yeah, you know how that went. So
It was nice to see Saquon to have a pretty a decent game. He finally made it in the end zone after a long time waiting. So it was good to see him make it back
yeah,
there.
Atlanta got
Yep.
their W.
Doesn't mean much. Both these teams are not they're heading on the downward slope. It looks like. But let's move on. Bengals, they go into Pittsburgh and get stuff done. How'd you guys feel about that game?
Big Ben's really bad.
Yeah, yeah,
He's done.
he's got some issues there.
He was
Granted,
done
he's
last year.
old. Yeah, yeah, he
But
definitely was.
he's not ready to retire, which he should be. And they're not ready to get rid of him for some odd reason. I understand what he's given them over the years. I get it.
Sometimes it's just a
He
situation where they
can't
might
throw the
feel.
ball well at all
Yeah.
anymore.
The
A high
problem
school
is he has
quarterback
the
could probably make better throws than him.
yeah. The problem is he has the speed and agility of a 72-year-old man, and when you're in a collapsing pocket like he is every play,
You
like
know,
what are you going to do? Nothing.
there's nothing you can do, especially when that entire majority of that offensive line, brand new, you rookies, like, yeah,
Yeah,
it's
he's had one of the higher or faster um, release times because I don't know why
has to.
because, but he just has. Yeah. Well, even when he's had a decent O line, he's had one of the faster
Yeah,
ones.
that's true.
But being an older QB, that usually
And
doesn't
he had his shoulder
stay.
redone a couple off seasons ago.
I just
Yeah.
don't understand why he doesn't call it quits. I,
Love of the
I,
game.
I've never been in that situation. I'm not an NFL player, but it's not like he. It's a bunch of things deteriorate. It's not like it was Peyton Manning who just lost his arm. You know, he's lost everything. I
Yeah.
bet you he's slower than Peyton Manning was when he retired, and that's saying something.
Well, what was that one training drill at practice? They were throwing bags at him, and they were all hitting him. He couldn't dodge one bag
I mean,
getting
he's a
Well,
thrown
that
big
at him.
yeah,
guy
that's
too.
that's a couple years old too.
I think he's like six
Yeah.
five. He's a big guy.
Oh yeah, he's Big Ben.
He should be a Hall of Famer, in my opinion. But not first ballot, second.
Oh yeah,
But
he'll get in.
it's just really sad when you see these teams hang on. I think Atlanta's doing the same thing.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know, fat and out of shape, being a QB, not usually good.
Yeah, yeah. That Steelers team will have to figure their stuff out,
It's kind of
especially.
sad actually. Like seeing the Steelers go from one of the better organizations in the league to this.
It makes me happy. I've always hated the Steelers, even before the Patriots.
Let's move on to a different game. We got Cardinals Jaguars. Looked kind of scary at halftime. Jamal Agnew
The
with the kick
Jags.
six.
Yeah, but Trevor Lawrence is so flustered. I don't know.
Yeah, I can't say much because I really haven't truly watched a Jags game yet. I mean, the Jags made it a game for a while. Like,
Yeah,
dang, are they actually gonna have a chance? And then I went out the
that
window.
Cards team just so many players on both sides of the ball that they can like Rondell Moore. He's a rookie there. He's been playing really nice. He made some real key plays a couple times in that second half.
I thought he didn't do much
Well, he
yesterday.
had, he had a really big kick return that led to a touchdown, or it might have been a punt
Oh,
return, but he had a big return that led to I think their first scoring drive of the second half. But let's move on to the next game. Broncos shutting out the Jets at home. That
that was
Jets team,
expected.
yeah, that Jets team just lackluster of talent. It feels like.
Yeah, you don't got to say a lot
Wilson.
in that game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Wilson's scared, as I probably would be too if I was on the Jets. So
Yeah, it's tough. There's just not much to work with.
you get more protection from a piece of paper in front of you. So
Yeah, seems like him and Fields both are dealing with that right now. All right, next up we got Dolphins Raiders going into overtime. Pretty good game. Jacoby Brissett looked a lot better than what we expected. I mean, how'd you guys like that game?
I knew Jacoby Brissett has that in him. I've always liked him, but I'm biased because I'm a New England. I'm a Bears/New England fan. I like Belichick style. So, but if you notice, I'm not super high on the Raiders, and this is why. Derek Carr is a second-tier quarterback. He's not going to win you a Super Bowl. I don't think he will. I don't think he can.
I kind of disagree because I've always liked Carr because I think he's largely underrated. Since like going off like accuracy stats, he's the most accurate QB in the league for like the last since he's been in the league or his second year in the league.
Rogers.
Yeah, him too. Breeze when he was in his prime, but
Yeah,
Maybe it's not Carr's fault. Maybe it's just
I mean
Gruden.
when you trade away the entire team, that pretty much made a playoff
the
run. That
entire
doesn't help.
defense.
Yeah, Mack and Cooper trade them the same year, and then you can pretty much start from scratch, trying to get all those draft picks.
They're
I mean,
surprising me.
Well, a second tier QB, I don't mean like any disrespect to that. That's just saying he's not Aaron Rodgers, he's not Brady.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
still above average.
I just don't. I don't know. There's something about them. I don't see them, especially with the competition they have in their division now. I don't see them winning a Super Bowl. I think they're a good playoff team, but that's it.
I think I mean there's just in the AFC itself there's just a lot of tough competition. So I do kind of see that, but I think it's open game. That defense has been looking pretty good. Defensive line's been looking a lot better. They went and got some pieces. I mean we talk about this a lot, but the thing I think that sets me different from this year with the Raiders compared to last is those receivers are making plays. Like we know about Waller. And Renfro did a little, has been, he's been slept on, but even um, Brian Edwards, Zay Jones, who caught the touchdown against Ravens. There's just like a lot of players, and I think it honestly more comes down to the running game. We see Josh Jacobs who keeps getting banged up, and they have Kenyon Drake. Keep both those guys healthy late in the season because that's really
Well, they have
what's going to
Barber.
matter. Yeah,
Barber
true.
got
Peyton,
117
yeah,
yards.
I forgot about Peyton Barber
I
too.
think, yeah, he was a good pickup for them. That was a great free agent pickup.
Yeah, I'm not a Raiders fan on any means, but I like them. I don't think they're going to be a Super Bowl team, no, but
I think they'll definitely be in the mix
No,
for
I
the
think they're.
playoffs.
I think they're a good team. That's just kind of how I base it. Is I don't see Derek Carr just keeps. Unfortunately, he's in his. I would say he's still in his prime, but he's on the end of his prime. It's
Possibly.
coming close. A couple more years, he's going to be an older quarterback slipping. I think.
how old is he?
He was drafted in the 2014 draft. Yeah,
Sounds fine.
second round pick out of Fresno.
He's 30 right now, so he's in that age bracket where when he hits 33, 34.
Well, they
some
say
guys
quarterbacks hit their prime around 30. So
No, that's why I said he's still in his prime.
yeah,
I think he's been playing pretty good since he was about 26, but didn't always have the coaching and the team around him. That's
yeah,
all.
yeah. It'll definitely be interesting to see how that Raiders team goes, and then Dolphins put up a real good fight. We'll see if there's a QB battle between Tua when he gets healthy and Jacoby Brissett.
I don't think Tua is the future there. I'm not saying Brissett is, but I don't think Tua is it.
Well, there's always those rumors they're gonna go after Deshaun Watson, but of course they can't do that now. Who knows?
Maybe if they have a spa there or whatever it's called.
the massage stuff.
Yeah, the massage parlor.
Yeah.
He'll be
Oh,
he'll
I'm
be
sure they
there.
have. Well, hold on. Didn't Robert Kraft get caught in one of those in Florida?
Yes.
Yes, he did. Yeah, but let's move on to another exciting game. The Buccaneers went out to LA to play the Rams. Yeah, that Rams team's looking like the Super Bowl bet right now.
I like the Rams.
Oh yeah, that offense passing game is explosive.
And the fact that the Colts had a chance to beat them just makes me so mad.
Oh yeah, it's
And
crazy.
why'd they lose? Coaching.
I don't really want to like the Rams, but it's hard not to.
Oh yeah.
I like the Rams because of Matt Stafford. I've always liked him.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he played lights out.
He
And
has
they
been
have
playing
weapons
lights out,
like
too.
Deshaun Jackson popped in the game for that nice touchdown. But then you got the trusty receivers like Cooper Kupp, who's
Oh yeah.
arguably a top 5 NFL receiver now.
And not to mention, we haven't really seen a lot out of Robert Woods yet, and Sean McVay's gonna scheme up something for him here.
Yeah,
I
but
was
he's getting-
expecting-
Robert Woods is on his way out.
Maybe.
I think he's getting older. A lot of people forget he played in Buffalo for a number of years before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I always forget.
he's 29 right now, but I just think he's also paid a lot. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is his last year on the Rams because they need money. I mean, Cooper Kupp just keeps amazing me. He's just a good route runner. He gets open so much.
Oh yeah.
Quick.
He proves that his stats in college are true. Because there's a lot of guys who have stats like that in college, but
From
don't even
smaller
make the NFL.
schools.
you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. That. Not to mention, I know they kind of been banged up at running back, and Sony Michel got a lot of the carries. But if they could get a run game going, that team, watch
I
out.
don't think they need it.
Oh, they maybe don't need it, but it helps a lot.
Just like they don't need a stud tight end. They don't.
Don't sleep on Tyler Higbee. Don't sleep on
I'm
him.
sleeping on him.
Oh, okay, fair enough. But Let's move on to next game up. We got Seahawks losing a tough one in Minnesota. That Vikings offense, no matter who you put at running back, they're going to score some points. And just that,
Yeah.
that offense,
I mean,
you
even
know.
Kirk Cousins is playing efficiently.
That is what I was gonna say. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those first two losses the Vikings had are not on him at all. I
Oh
think
no.
he's playing great, better than he was when Stefan was there. There, we all know that he was getting a bunch of criticism for playing really bad, but
Yeah.
he's impressing me right now.
Oh yeah. And it'll be, just the sheer weapons that offense has. I know, we taught you Thielen, who's been there a while. He's always reliable. Justin Jefferson goes out, makes plays. That team's not those weapons.
Well, if you look at it, when Zimmer just he's done it where they can just pound the rock in defense. That's what he likes to do. And yeah, I think the offensive line blocks for any running back they got.
It just seems like over the last many years that whoever's the backup running back for the Vikings, he's gonna put up some yards when his name's called. We saw that
I'd
when
like to
Adrian
see,
Peterson would go down.
yeah, I'd
His
like to see
running
the
backs then.
rookie.
Latavius Murray when he
Oh
was
yeah.
there, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He was the
Yep.
backup slash. He had some starter time too there for a little bit.
Yeah, he looked good as a backup there.
Oh yeah. He's another one of those players. He plays good everywhere and a dominant
He's just
player.
he just never broke out as a dominant number one running back. But
He had what, a year and a half like that in Oakland before going
yeah,
going to Minnesota.
he seems to get a lot of wherever he is. He seems to get called on when something
Yeah.
happens a lot.
Oh yeah, and we see that now in Baltimore with him.
He's kind of a utility player.
Yeah,
That's what I call
that's
him.
a
Yeah, because I wouldn't look at Devontae Freeman that way. You know what I mean? Nah, he's kind of done. His career's kind of done. But I look at Latavius Murray as he kind of bounces around and sometimes sits on the bench, sometimes plays, but when he plays, he seems to be efficient.
he's dominant. He's super big, fast.
Big boy.
Oh yeah, he's very big boy. But let's move on. Sunday night football game, Packers 49ers. Early on looking kind of like a blowout. The next thing you know, 49ers start coming back, end up making it a game. Mason Crosby last second field goal.
I got to
You-
bring this up, though. Tripping. You ever heard of that in an NFL game?
It's very rare, but yeah, Adrian Amos, safety for the Packers,
He
who used to
did
play for the
stick his leg
Bears.
out.
He did. It is very clear he did. You don't
reason
like
I-
seeing that.
The reason I bring that up is because Packers fans, that's all they can talk about, is how that was a bad call.
They're calling that a
Seriously.
bad call.
Yep. It's because they'd have never heard of it. That's why.
It's one of those
You've
rare
never
ones.
heard
you
of
won't
tripping?
It never gets called, though. I can't remember the last game I watched where it was
It's
called.
been a while, but
It's happened this year. I forget what game it was.
yeah, it happens every once in a while. But they should
A
know
lot of-
better.
A lot of times
But-
it's running backs because they attempt a block and they swing their leg out to trip them.
Yeah, it's not usually a defensive player.
No.
I mean, the game kind of is self-explanatory. The Niners should have won that game. But
Can't give
It's
Aaron
gonna-
Rodgers too much time. 37
Yeah.
seconds, no timeouts. Yeah, it's too much time.
Most teams are dead in the water there.
Not Aaron Rodgers.
We'd be tied. The Bears would be tied for first in the NFC North if they would have lost.
Well, technically, with one of the Packers win coming against NFC, we'd be second. But yeah,
Well, if they would have lost, the Packers. That's what I'm saying. I know but we'd be tied.
yeah, yeah,
Not like that means anything, but
yeah. It's just the Packers offense starting to click a lot more. It's looking explosive. We know who Devontae Adams is. We know how great of a receiver is, and that connection between them two is just it's unstoppable.
I mean, yeah, I'm surprised he came back in the game. I don't know if you guys saw the hit.
Oh,
yeah. That's
yeah.
bad.
I mean, the ref couldn't see it. Official could not see that because of
Yeah,
the way
it was-
the new NFL changed where they go, and he got rocked. I don't know how he didn't have a concussion. To be fair,
He probably did.
they said it was just the wind knocked out of him. That's iffy to me. But he came back in, and he's a stud receiver.
Yeah, he's as good as they come.
I mean, if the Bears could sign him with Allen Robinson, that never happened, but
Yeah.
amazing.
only in my dreams. But that's the that's the Sunday and the Thursday games for this week. Let's move on to our At a Legend segment. And for those of you who don't know, it's we look at teams of NFL players of NFL past, and we look at certain teams and see, hey, who's going to make this team go to the Super Bowl? Or who's going to give them the best chance to? And so today we're going to look at the Carolina Panthers. And while it is a relatively newer NFL franchise, there's still lots of good players for us to look at. So Brett, who do you think?
Steve Smith.
Steve Smith.
You put him and DJ Moore. I don't know. Steve Smith to me is he just has it.
Oh yeah, he was dominant player. He'd get up in your face after a big catch, which nowadays he would get
Look at him in
penalized for.
Baltimore
But
after he blew out
oh
his knee.
yeah,
He was dominant in Baltimore when he won at times.
yeah, I think his skill set would move
And he's
in
little.
nicely. Yeah, but he still he still played big. He was really dominant.
With no quarterback.
He had Cam Newton a little bit there
And Jake Delhomme, you could
and
say.
Joe Flacco. But yeah,
That's like saying Devin Hester was passed to by Rex Grossman. That's nothing exciting to me. All those quarterbacks are in the same. Cam Newton might be a little more exciting, but not anymore.
yeah.
Nope. Once was great, but
Oh yeah, but when you have Sam Darnold, who he's looking a lot better, just to give him a guy like Steve Smith to just add on to his weapons, especially now with McCaffrey hurt, they're going to need it. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good. Steve Smith's definitely a game
I'm
changer for
interested to
them.
hear who you guys pick.
You want to say yours, Cody?
yeah, I thought about Steve Smith, but I went to the other side of the ball, and it was either between Julius Peppers and Sam Mills, and I went Sam Mills at linebacker. Yeah, he's insane. Went to Pro Bowl a few times. Played all the way till he's 36. Did he get cancer?
I
Remember?
think so.
Yeah, I think that was after he got done.
Do you think so? Sam Mills, the linebacker, you think's a better valuable player for this team versus maybe Luke Kuechly?
Well, yeah, he's their best player of all time. But I like Kuechly. I always like Kuechly. But yeah, Sam Mills blows.
Thomas Davis, but he's still playing, so I can't.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
But yeah, I think Sam Mills on that defense make it even better.
Yeah, that Sam Mills is definitely a really good player, and the help of that that's already number one defense. Adding more to it, that helps that team out so much. But
Yeah, I looked it up, and he was done with football after when he got cancer, and he went on to coach for him, and I think he died after that. Yeah, he's a legend.
oh yeah, definitely. I'm kind of going. You going defensive side. I feel like that offense maybe needs a little bit of help. If they feel like they got something here with Sam Darnold, I feel like they should put a for sure um, blindside protector on him. So when it comes to Panthers, doesn't get much better than Jordan Gross. He's a long time left tackle for him, couple time Pro Bowler, All Pro. Just
Yeah,
that'll help them out immensely.
That would help the offense out a lot.
Oh yeah, and not to mention you have some. You just got McCaffrey hurt, so give even a rookie some for sure guy to block and kind of lead the way.
I mean, you could pick a lot. I was looking at some that I just forgot how many people that had played there because they had John Beeson was a good middle linebacker for them.
Yeah, I mean for sticking to the offensive line, Ryan Khalil, the center,
Yep.
was there for a long time.
Chris
Help.
I
Gamble.
forgot about
If
him.
if you remember Chris Gamble, the corner,
Oh yeah.
or Mike, what is it? Yeah, Mike Minter. He was a really good defensive back.
Yeah, I mean I know we mentioned him earlier, but like Julius Peppers, some would argue he's probably one of the greatest defensive linemen of the 2000s. And there's some bias of how good he is, maybe from being a Bears fan, but
He played at a high level even when I hate to say it when he went to Green Bay too.
oh yeah,
So
he's still a Pro Bowler there. He played great everywhere. Even when he went back to Carolina in his late years, he still played, maybe not at elite level, but still played pretty good.
Carolina's got a lot of. I mean, for being a young franchise, they've got a lot of good players.
Oh yeah,
that play
they
for
you
'em.
know they went in Super Bowl early 2000s, of course, had to lose to Tom Brady, and then later against Peyton Manning in the 2015 because Cam Newton didn't want to pick up his own fumble. But yeah, they've had a lot of good players for teams.
They've
He
had
just
some
re-
of the greatest linebackers of all time.
Oh yeah,
Doing some research, like holy crap,
oh
it's like
yeah.
hard to rank.
yeah, if you look at, I looked at the top leading tacklers. That's just all I looked up. Just while we were talking, and it's so many guys I forgot that played there. Just maybe I remembered them from Madden or something silly like that. But it's just kind of interesting to see.
Yeah, you got like Sam Mills, Thomas Davis, Luke Kuechly. Like
John
holy
Beeson.
crap.
They've always seemed to have
Yeah,
a knack for linebackers. And the reason I like Thomas Davis is just his story alone. I think he blew out his knees 3 times and still played at a very high level. Somehow.
oh yeah.
Don't ask me how. Most guys can't even recover from it once.
Yeah,
Him
but
and Luke Kuechly being like the hardest hitters.
oh yeah,
When he was
that
with John Beeson, Thomas Davis, since he was an outside, got to see Kuechly, John Beeson, all these different linebackers come and go with him.
and then now he was there kind of early in the early years of Shaq Thompson, who's now finally getting into
Yep.
his prime.
I think Davis is playing in Washington now. I think.
I think he retired.
Oh, did
I'm
he?
not gonna lie.
Yeah,
He
he's
played
old.
last year
He's
for the Redskins.
I thought the Chargers.
Former.
he's almost
Yeah, he's-
40, I think.
Yep. 38 years old. He did play for
Okay,
Washington
he was
one
okay. He
year.
was on last year. He was on their team. That's on me. My bad.
Yeah, Davis recovered from 3 ACL tears.
That alone, that alone.
And the fact that he still wasn't like because we would have noticed if he was some slow. He wouldn't have played this long if he was slow.
Oh no. And you know some of the stuff he did off the field. He was the Walter Payton Man of the Year. Not just a good player, good guy. That's the kind of guy you
He
want in a
seems like a
locker
player
room.
you want on your team. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know who I forgot about who could Greg Olsen would work too.
Yeah, I thought about Greg, especially after they just traded
It's
Dan
hard
Arnold.
for me to pick him as a Carolina Panther legend. It just bugs me.
That's what he would be. He is.
Oh, stop it.
I know you don't want to hear it after he was pretty much traded for not quote
A
unquote
washing
fitting Mike
machine?
Yeah. But
Or even Reggie White when he played for Carolina.
yeah, he didn't play long there, so I don't know if he.
Yeah, it's interesting. All these, it's interesting to see all these players on every team. You could think of so many, and then by looking it up and just doing research, you see so many that you forgot about.
Oh yeah. Or players that just kind of played there near the later ends of their career, where they weren't much, but just seeing them in that jersey looks weird to some people. Like seeing Jerry Rice in a Seahawks uniform. That's kind of weird to a lot of people.
Raiders too.
Oh yeah, and Broncos training camp. But
I didn't.
that's what we got for you today. Make sure to follow us on all our social medias: Instagram, Audible Sportscast, Twitter, Audible SC, and then our Facebook group, Audible Sportscast.
Hit that like symbol and bell symbol, and you'll be set.
Thanks for having me, guys. I had a good time once again.
Oh yeah, no
And
problem.
Smash the like button. Fire Nagy.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
Very important. Both
yeah.
very important.
Even though it was trending yesterday, let's all get fire
I don't
Nagy
care which
trending
one you do
again.
first, but
And Reich.
Yeah, make sure you share it all around. If you want to come talk sports about with us, debate, come do it. We're
Call
open.
Jeffrey stupid.
I'll be expecting it. But have a good one, everybody.
see you next time.
Until next time.